What's up, YouTube? This is Bison X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my very first deck profile of the December 2018 ban list. As you can see today, we are going to be doing Cyberse. Now, Cyberse happens to be the deck choice of the current Link Frames protagonist Playmaker. Alright, the way he runs this deck is to basically special summon monsters and tokens to the field to fuel his Link spam plays. Alright, anybody watched any of his duels, you know very well it's special summon monsters, special summon tokens, link summon, link summon, link summon. That's basically how he works the deck, and that's basically how this particular deck works in general. Alright, in the more recent sets of 2018, we've gotten ritual support for the deck through Cybernetic Horizons and fusion support through Soul Fusion. This particular build of mine is actually going to be focusing more on the fusion aspects of the deck. Alright, but as we get more core booster sets as well as starter and structure decks, we're going to be getting more cards that are just going to be making this deck better and evolve it to make it more powerful. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to get right into this. And we're going to start off with 3 copies of Backup Secretary. Why is she important? Basically because whenever you control a Cyberse monster, you can actually special summon her right from your hand to the field. Again, extra bodies to the field helps you fuel your Link plays. Alright. Speaking of which, we have 3 copies of Balance Allure. Balance Allure has 2 effects. The first being that you can pay 1,000 life points to get an extra normal summon through this effect. And the second one, if it's ever banished, you can actually special summon a Cyberse monster from your hand to your field. Alright? Remember that second effect when we start talking about the spells later in this video. Alright? Whenever you normal summon a monster, you can actually special summon out Boot Staggered. He is the strongest monster in this deck, topping out at 2300 attack. And whenever he does battle damage, he special summons a token, which can help fuel your Link plays and main phase too. Alright? This is a fusion base deck. We were running 3 copies of Clock Wyvern. Clock Wyvern is actually very important, even outside the fusion aspect, because whenever you got this guy on the field, you can actually cut his attack in half to special summon a token. Again, more bodies means more Link summoning. Alright. 2 copies of Cyberse Gadget. Whenever he is normal or special summoned to the field, you get to target 1 level 2 or lower Cyberse monster in your graveyard, special summon him onto the field. Again, more bodies means more links. Whenever this guy is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to special summon a token in his place, so he kind of floats like that. Alright, one of my favorite cards in this deck happens to be 3 copies of Draka Connect. Normal summon this guy out, you get to special summon a normal type monster from your deck to the field. The monster has to be Cyberse and is level 2 or lower, but still, special summoning from your hand or your deck, especially the deck, is actually huge. In the history of this game, special summoning the deck is just so awesome, especially in Link format. Alright, we got Dotscaper here. He's a one-of. Basically, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you special summon him, or if it's ever banished, you can actually special summon him back to the field. Again, more bodies means more links. You can only use his recursion effects each recursion effects once per duel, but still, level 1 with 2100 defense is not bad. Alright, now we have 3 copies of Lady Debug. Whenever she's normal special summon, you get to search your deck for level 3 or lower Cyberse monster. So she does have that Rhoda Stratos feel to her. 2 copies of Promptorn. Basically, you have to turn around and tribute a level 4 or lower Cyberse monster, and then you're allowed to special summon normal Cyberse monsters that have levels equal up to the level of the one you tributed. Alright? This, in my opinion, really helps out with Link summoning, but I feel that it's more of a mid to late game style play. I've tried doing this guy at 3, and there have been times I opened up with multiple copies of this card in the hand with nothing else, which basically makes him completely and totally useless. So 2, I feel, is the better ratio to actually run. Alright. Ram Clouder, basically tribute a Cyberse monster, special summon one back from your graveyard to the field. Ram Clouder, tribute a Cyberse monster to get a Cyberse monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Well, one-ofs. Alright. 2 copies of Widget Kid, basically you normal special summon this guy, you can special summon a Cyberse monster from your hand to the field in defense position, which is awesome. If any of the other cards you don't like in this deck, this is the first card I would bump up to 3. Alright, for the normal monsters, I run a 2-in-2 ratio, 2 copies of Digitron. I like Digitron because he has 1500 attack, and there are times you just want to swing with your smaller monsters before building up your board going into your next turn. Alright, 2 copies of Protron. These are just 2 level 2 monsters, 2 level 1 monsters to help fill out Promptorm's effect requirements. And of course, we go into the spells. We have 3 copies of the Quick Play spell, Sign It Backdoor. Basically what you do is you target one Cyberse monster on your field, you banish it, and then you can search another Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. So, being a Quick Play Rota, pretty awesome. And even better is that during your next standby phase, you get back that monster you banished through this card's effect. Comboing this with something like Balance Lord is actually very huge because you can actually just get this card's effect off, get the search, and then use Balance Lords to get that monster onto the field. Okay. Fusion summon one Cyberse fusion monster from your extra deck using materials from your hand or field. That's fusion materials. Alright, if you control monsters in the extra monster zone, you can banish up to 1 Cyberse Link monster from your graveyard as fusion material. So, awesome. Allows you to extend into your graveyard for extra fusion materials. 2 copies of Double Summon because extra normal summons are important to this deck. Combo Extender 1, Monster Reborn gets a monster from either player's graveyard onto the field, so you can just either swing for damage or extend your plays. The king of Combo Extender cards, Soul Charge, you get as many monsters as you want back, 4,000 life points apiece. Yes, you can't attack during your turn, but having that many resources come back, just huge to help build even a bigger field. Alright, and then we have 2 copies of World Legacy Secession. Basically, you get a Link monster from your graveyard back to the field to the zone all the Link monster points to. So it actually is very good. Alright, that's the main deck. On to the extra deck, we have Cyberse Clock Dragon, and boy guys, when they make a fusion boss monster for the protagonist of an anime, they make a fusion boss monster. They weren't joking around when they made this card. Alright, it requires Clock Wyvern as one of the fusion materials, and then you can use 1 or more Link monsters as other fusion materials. Now the really cool thing about it is that when you fusion summon this card, you can actually turn around and add up all the Link ratings of the Link monsters you used in that fusion summon. You can then mill the same number of cards equal to that total number of ratings. So let's just turn around and say you have 2 level 2s, 2 Link 2s, and 1 Link 3. That was Link 7. So you're going to be Link rating of 7, which means you're going to be sending 7 cards from your deck to 7 cards from the top of your deck to your graveyard. To power this guy up by 1,000 for each card, which is 7,000 attack, boosting it up to 9,500. All right, now that's the first thing. That attack boost stays in effect until the end of the next turn, which means the end of your opponent's next turn, which makes it your opponent very hard pressed to actually try to get around it. Alright, now because of this attack boost, you can actually one-shot your opponent very easily. But if you can't, its follow-up effect where you have a Link monster on the field basically forces your opponent to not be able to attack or target your other monsters on the field except for this guy. So automatically this guy can actually protect your monsters from being attacked or being targeted by card effects. Awesome. Alright, if ever your opponent does manage to get around this card, it manages to search any spell card from your deck to your hand, which is just plain awesome. Alright. The other fusion monster here, basically because the whole theme of support for Playmaker is basically they usually give you a link monster to support a particular mechanic. They give you a support monster in that mechanic, and then they give you that boss monster in the mechanic. So Cyberse Clock is the boss. This guy, Diplexer Chimera, is the supporter. Basically, you contribute a Cyberse monster, and basically your opponent cannot activate spells or traps during the battle phase, which is actually pretty huge. Alright? If this guy is ever destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you get a Cyberse monster and your Cynet Fusion back from the graveyard to your hand. So awesome. Alright, for the links, one copy of Link Karibo, basically because it's a great overall defensive card that you're going to need for this deck. To help you with the normals, you have Link Spire. Basically, you turn one normal into a Link Spire, and if you have no normal in your hand, you can special summon that guy to the zone this guy points to, and then it just helps you build into bigger links. Alright, we have 2 copies of Honeybot. Cool thing about a lot of these Cyberse Link monsters is that they tend to protect a lot of the monsters that they point to. Honeybot protects the monsters it points to from being destroyed by battle, which is just so huge. That's why I run her at 2. Alright, we have Clock Spartoy. He's the guy you link someone to search out your Cynet Fusion from your deck. Alright, we have Exco-Tarker. Basically, the number of cards in the extra monster zones are the number of monster zones on your opponent's field you can actually block from your opponent from using, so that's actually pretty huge. Oh, and they're just basically, any card this guy points to gains 500 attack, and they can't be destroyed by card effects. So, awesome. We have Power Code-Tarker. Basically, he just negates monster effects, and you can contribute a monster to double his own attack. Again, to help swing for game or this big battle damage. Alright. Alright, 2 copies of Transcode-Tarker. Alright. Alright, if this card is co-linked, it and any co-linked monsters gains 500 attack, so it will automatically power boost up itself and anything it's co-linked to, which is cool. Alright. You can target 1 link 3 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon to a zone this card points to, so it adds to the whole link special summoning thing. And then of course any card this card points to, oh yeah, it locks you into special summoning Cyberse monsters, but still that's not going to be an issue, so not bad. Not bad at all. Well, your opponent can't target, yeah, it cannot target your monsters with card effects, so that's pretty good. That's still, yeah. Alright, so those are all the Cyberse cards I'm running in this deck. Well, yeah, some of the support cards I'm running in. I have Nightmare Cerebus, Link to summons and targets a special summon monster to destroy it. And its co-linked ability, basically protects all co-linked monsters from being destroyed by card effects. Phoenix targets back row, protects all co-linked monsters from being destroyed by battle. So, just getting these guys in the field in combination with some of the other Cyberse monsters, actually pretty good. Nightmare Unicorn is spinning monster back to your opponent's deck, and it helps with getting extra draws, which is actually very good with this deck as too. And then last but not least, we have Trigate Wizard. Link 3, and we all know what Trigate Wizard does. It basically causes a whole lot of problems being able to banish cards off the fields. Negate effects, so that's the reason why he's in there, alright? So that's pretty much it for the deck, Cyberse deck. Guys, this is my first deck profile for the December 2018 Banish. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to hit subscribe. Enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. And guys, until next time, peace.